Welcome, everyone, to our Arts Academy podcast. It is February 1st, the start of quarter three. So, get the next slide here. Quarter three started today. So, what does that mean for most students is that they might have a freshman will have a rotational change for their major. Junior or sophomores will have their switch from semester major, and anyone who has health will have that this semester or this quarter as well. So hopefully everybody was able to get to the classes that they were supposed to get to today. If not, we'll figure it out tomorrow. And I hope everybody's enjoying the virtual snow day. It's still snowing pretty hard here, so we still managed to get a full day of school going for everybody. So that was a first. So that was pretty good, because this is way harder than the last time it snowed. So next on the list is from the guidance counselors. You want to talk a little bit about the junior college prep class?
Sure. So we don't have freshman orientation anymore. That ends when Q2 ends. So now we have time to dedicate to our juniors. So we decided that on Fridays during 6th and 7th period, students were assigned already. I think hopefully all of them got their invite today. Myself and Ms. Alvarez will be meeting with them during Q3 on Fridays, 6th and 7th, depending on when they could be in the class, to talk about college prep, talk about senior year.
And if those juniors haven't done so already, they should go and log into Naviance. They all should have their Naviance logins. If they have trouble, email us and we can get you your logins. But it's important that you have that already set up and established so that we can kind of start from there when we meet with you.
All right. And then
every one of those juniors also, it should be listed on PowerSchool, and then they should have got an invite from Mr. Buccio or Ms. Alvarez for Google Classroom. So you can verify both of those things.
And there's very few that have, like, for example, an AP Bio class that interferes, so they won't be able to join. But we will reach out to the students who weren't able to join with what we went over for the day.
All right. Mr. Gerard, do you want to keep going with scheduling?
Yeah, we just basically finished up, myself and the other supervisors and administrators. We just finished up the applications. Mr. Kangora helped me out this year also. He did that last year for the incoming freshmen. So that was what we basically worked on for the last 6 weeks. Now we're moving into scheduling. So I started putting together a list of art electives for next year. We're going to try to get that open within the next few weeks. So maybe by probably the first week of March, the schedule portal will be open for all students, which is important that everybody goes into that schedule portal. Last year, I know between myself, Mr. Buccio, and Ms. Alvarez, we had to reach out to students who didn't, even if it's a minor thing, like MVA students, for example. MVA students that are freshmen, they're going to pick 2 rotational classes for their sophomore year. We need you to at least go in and let us know what you want, what those rotational classes are. So if you're an underclassman, you don't have many options. Junior year, you will have that one elective in your schedule, so you can basically take a third year foreign language, or you can take an elective that'll be offered. And then seniors, you're going to have a lot to choose. So you're going to have to go over your preference with your guidance counselors once you choose all those electives. And the next bullet point there, I'll just roll right into that: change of major. Anybody, there have been a few people that have reached out to me who are interested in changing major. If you're interested in changing your major, that is the time during the schedule portal time to click on the button to change your major. That'll send us the information that we need, that you're looking for that. Someone will reach out to you, either Mr. Ra or one of the supervisors, to fill out a form, and then we'll get back in touch with you after we've spoken to the new major teacher, if they can take you into their major. Again, a lot of it has to do with availability. Like, for example, broadcasting. Broadcasting is a very popular major. So if you're interested in transferring into broadcasting, it's going to be difficult because there's a lot of students already in that. and we only have 18 computers, so we cap it at 18 students in that major. And then for performing arts, if there's anybody looking to transfer or change majors to performing arts, there will be an audition. So you'll get an email from myself and one of the performing arts teachers to let you know what that submission process is. Did I leave anything out, Mr. Buccio, Ms. Alvarez? You guys dealt with a lot of the scheduling last year.
No, but I think if parents, if they're listening and they have questions, they can reach out to us. And we'd be happy to Google Meet with them to discuss the course selections, or let's say they want to plan a little bit more of a challenging workload for their child. It's totally possible. We just have to kind of work around the schedule. So.
All right, and then on the next page, we have a new thing that we're going to try to get out to everyone is that we really want to start to answer your questions. We do these at random times now whenever we have a free minute, so we don't get a lot of people watching live if we even have a chance to send it out to everyone. So we really want to be answering the questions that you guys as parents and you guys as students have for us. So we created a form. We'll email the link to everyone with this podcast. There'll be a link in the show notes when you look at it on YouTube, and we just want to get an idea of what the questions are that are out there to be answered. And I guess these were some that you had from email.
Yeah, these were a couple of the questions. I reached out to a few of the parents that were on our Arts Academy Parent Advisory Council last year, just to get a feel for what they were thinking about and what was going on at home, what kind of conversations were going on at home. So these were some of the questions. And again, if it's a question that needs answering, you could always reach out to any of the four of us, your guidance counselors, myself, Mr. Gongora, we can get an answer for you immediately. If it's something that may be more of a school-wide or academy-wide question, by all means, fill out that form, and then we'll get back to you. All four of us have access to that form also. So just to answer these questions that came from a couple of the parents, when do you anticipate school opening again? That date is tentative from March 15th. How we're going to open school is still up for debate. We're throwing out a couple of options, and it all has to basically do with safety. So I'm kind of addressing the fourth bullet point there. We have some concerns with the number of students in the building. Specifically, how do we get all the kids off the bus and then into the cafeteria for breakfast in the morning? The nice thing about lunch is that we have 4 lunch periods, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th period. So the students will be spaced out for lunch. We can accommodate that. But getting 200, 300 students at one time for breakfast, trying to keep 6 feet of spacing and all those safety procedures is going to be difficult. So that's the one thing. We may do a couple different shifts for breakfast to let everybody have an opportunity to eat. But that's really what we're looking to do. And in terms of college prep, Mr. Buccio and Ms. Alvarez, you guys can address that. I mean, that's the whole point of what they said before with the juniors, that they're going to be meeting with the juniors.
Yeah, I've had emails, like individual emails of parents about that, and I had Google Meets with parents about it. But I mean, it'd be better now that we are actually having the time set aside to meet with the junior class every week. So it'll start answering a lot of questions about that.
Yeah, and we can also walk them through and kind of maybe even give them tutorials on how to navigate through Naviance, because it's been about 2 years since they've probably been on Naviance, and then also go through Common App, College Board, scholarships, lots of good stuff that it's going to help them in the end.
And then the other thing that we've been reaching out to people about, Mr. Buccio, Ms. Alvarez, and myself, 2 concerns is academics. And again, grades closed on Friday. Teachers have until this Friday to put their grades in. So if your teacher is allowing you to make up any work, by all means, make sure you do that this week. Great opportunity with the snow. I don't think anyone's really leaving the house doing much. So if you can stay in and get some of that work made up today or the next few days, by all means, take advantage of that if your teachers allow you to do that. And then class attendance. There's been an issue with a few students that have come to our attention where they're marking themselves in for homeroom, so their attendance, they're in for the day, and then they miss classes. So you're basically cutting that class if you miss a class throughout the day. If there's a circumstance that we should be aware of, please reach out to the teacher, reach out to your guidance counselor. You can reach out to me if you want, but I mean, if you reach out to the teacher and the guidance counselor, they will handle that issue with attendance. But we're getting to the point where people have multiple attendance issues, which for, if the teacher isn't aware of it, then those are essentially cut classes. And it's becoming an issue, and students are going to lose credit if they exceed the max. So please handle that. And if you have any questions about that, please reach out to your guidance counselor or myself. I guess the next thing is, will there be shows or performances? I know the performing arts teachers, I met with Trista on Friday, and I've spoken with a couple of the other performing arts teachers. I know Shep is trying to schedule something. He's concerned with the quality of video and audio. I know the other teachers, it's very difficult because you're trying to, kind of piecemeal video from different students of different quality together. So again, it's difficult, but we're trying. I know the teachers are trying. We're trying. Safety precautions. For the most part, all the safety precautions from the beginning of the year are still in place, and I think we're very comfortable with that. The biggest obstacle that presents itself is just the number of students. The safety precautions themselves, I think, are fine for the number that we expect to have in the building. Once that number gets a little bit bigger, then we're going to have to revisit some of these things. Friday, from now to the end of the year, will be a virtual Friday. So they're going to do a deep clean every single Friday. So students, even if they do come back, it will be virtual to the end of the school year. And the last bullet point, any budget concerns? I haven't heard anything about budget concerns. There was talk over the summer that there was going to be concerns with the budget. Our budget is passed by the county, and it's usually passed, probably within the last 2 weeks or within the next 3 weeks. I'm sure they sat down and they'll have a meeting with the county, and the county will discuss our budget. But one of the things that we did last year that not everybody was a big fan of, but was the student fee. And that student fee was put in so that we could bring back all the LEAP courses that we've had in the past that weren't really budgeted for last year because we had a budget shortfall. So this year we prepared for that. And then again, there will be a student fee moving forward, and that money is supposed to be used to offer the students all these opportunities after school, field trips. What else am I missing? All the LEAP courses I know, clubs. And I'm sure there's other things too. But I think I've said enough. Anybody else have anything to add there?
Nope. No, I don't think so. So I think that'll probably do it for us today. Again, fill out the survey if you want to have us answer one of your questions, or email any of us and we can get back to you. If you have a large driveway, enjoy shoveling, which is what I'm about to go do. So everyone have a good day, and we will see you next time.